So in discussing serve accuracy and placement, the very first thing that we need to begin with is determine and kind of define what causes the ball to go where it goes. And there's several different factors that weigh into it: the type and the amount of spin, the speed at which you're serving, but the biggest factor by far is the angle of the racket strings as you make contact. Ultimately, that's by far the biggest factor, and so the one that we're going to focus on predominantly throughout these training videos is building your awareness and your ability to repeat X angle of strings depending on Y target. We obviously want the angle of the strings to match up with whatever specific target we're aiming for. And so as we go through these videos, that's going to be our primary focus, is learning through repetition and learning through a couple of different progressions how to be more aware of where they are facing and how to control it more closely. Now, before we move on to that, a lot of times I'll hear people say, because I've done many different videos on aim in general, both for ground strokes and for volleys and for serves, and people inevitably throw in other variables. So for the serve specifically, people may say, well, Ian, what about your stance? What about your setup? You know, how much your body is turned? If I want to go out wide, isn't it true that if I turn less, then I'll kind of naturally be facing that way? The ball will want to go that way automatically? Or what about what grip I have? Or what about where I'm standing along the baseline? If I want to go down the tee, I should be more towards the hash mark, right? Or if I want to go out wide, I should be more out towards the alley because I want to create that angle. All of those things are true, but they don't have nearly as big of an impact as controlling where the racket is facing. You can give me any grip, have me stand anywhere along the baseline, have me use any stance, you know, as far as my initial setup with my body or how much I rotate my body, and I promise you I can hit every spot in the box on either side, the do side or the ad side. Just give me a target, define all those things for me, and because I have, you know, a lot of experience and a lot of repetition controlling where my strings are facing, I can make the ball go wherever I want in the box. Even if you tell me how to change and manipulate everything else as part of that equation or part of that formula. So just wanted to kind of predefine that, the number one factor that causes the ball to go where it goes, and that is the angle of the strings. So that really kind of informs what we're going to cover in each subsequent video down below this one as we go through these progressions and different lessons.